your permission, I've prepared some remarks. Can you hear me in the back? Okay. The word crisis is often used in American society as an explanation for premeditated change. Crisis mode is useful for government and corporations. It serves as a justification for shifting gears and shafting people. So I'm going to begin my comments with a bit of history and then move to prioritize challenges in the issues that have been discussed by my colleagues.
I can hear you back here.
I better hold this. I began by contrasting two American models of higher education. One based on the notion of education as a public good, as others have mentioned, something Thomas Jefferson had something to say about, and two, the notion of education as a private good based on the profit model. The third president of the University of California, Daniel Coit Gilman, articulated the education as a public good model when he said, "This is the University of California. It is not the foundation of an ecclesiastical body or of private individuals. It opens the door to superior education to all without regard to price," which pretty much describes the Organic Act of the University of California, which said any resident of California of the age of 14 or upwards of approved moral character shall have the right to enter himself in the university as a student. The business of education model was summarized by a distinguished American professor of economics when he said the following: "Business principles take effect in academic affairs most simply, obviously, and avowedly in the way of a business-like administration of the scholastic routine. The underlying business-like presumption accordingly appears to be that learning is a merchantable commodity to be produced on a piece rate plan, rated, bought, and sold by standard units, measured, counted, and reduced to staple equivalencies by impersonal, mechanical tests. It appears then that the intrusion of business principles in the university goes to weaken and retard the pursuit of learning and therefore to defeat the ends for which a university is maintained." That was written in 1908. Thorstein Veblen, Higher Learning in America. Veblen didn't name names. He just described the structure of the business model of education. And as we can see, implied was an alternative model, one that was counterpoint to the business model. Both of these models have been in contest with each other, at least since the Organic Act of 1868 by which the University of California was created. A few decades after Veblen's 1908 Higher Learning in America came Upton Sinclair's 1922 book, The Goose Step, a study of American education. Unlike Veblen, Sinclair did name names. He traveled from Harvard, Yale, Princeton to Wisconsin, Michigan before coming to West Coast, Berkeley, and Stanford. His chapter on Berkeley was called The University of the Black Hand, parentheses, one that does not stop short of crime. He said, "A medieval fortress from which the intellectual life of the state is dominated, an interlocking directorate in charge of railroads, telegraphs, telephones, electricity, water, land, tough on students who have radical tendencies, with a spy system that blacklists students and professors." His first visit to Berkeley was 1909, 100 years ago. He said the following, in addition: "Under President Barrow's administration, the best land of the university has been taken for an artillery field. In Strawberry Canyon, the one beauty spot available for nature lovers has been taken for $1 million stadium to be used for athletics tournaments. One professor resigned in protest against this vandalism, but President Barrows, a military man, believed ardently in athletics because it trains those strong young men who are to carry the flag from the North Pole to the South." So President Barrows' ideas of a university are juxtaposed to the third President Gilman, Professor Veblen, and Sinclair Lewis, and so it is today. The issues are the same. Mission of universities and colleges as stated in 19th century charters: the pursuit of learning, the education of citizens, not the pursuit of profit or the development of commerce. Let's look at today. President Udall, a person disrespectful of what makes a university great, its faculty and students, presents the options of the university in terms of a profit model of administration, a profit model. So does the dean of a law school in proposing a cheaper education by long-distance learning, raising student fees, reducing the salaries of faculty and staff, as if they were inevitable given the crisis, suggestions made and supported by the regents and the governor. There is a shift here from the original mandate, education as a public good, to education as a private good, as recognized shamelessly in the 2004 Higher Education Compact Agreement between Governor Schwarzenegger, the University of California, and the California State University. So the contest continues, and we're in the middle of a mess, all of us who believe in education as nonprofit.